DogCast with Matt Mullins. No, that's not right. Walk the DogCast with Matt Mullins, episode 4. Um, so thanks for enjoying the podcast, everybody. This will eventually, hopefully, drop at the same time, same place, eventually. But right now, it's just when we can rip them, right?
Yeah, yeah, when we can make time. We
And
appreciate your patience.
yeah, we're figuring it out. This should probably be our best episode, I think, with something to actually talk about. And if you can hear my kids, please let me know.
I cannot.
I'll pause it. Then,
I can't hear them.
all right, here we go. So, the main topic today for the Dogcast, the 2024 awards have now been released. Little awards section. We're not going to go over the personal ones that I added at the end because we're filming this before the video, of which I haven't added the personal ones at the end of that video yet. So these are the
Fair.
ones voted on by G2 fans. So we'll go right down the order and we'll start right out of the gate with the models, the best models of 2024. And I'm gonna go 1 through 5 and then we'll talk about it. So 1, Loadout, 2, Wraith, 3, AL7 Arbiter X SS, 4, Banshee T52, and then 5, Banshee TISS. Its BR brother was next on the list, but the SS just edged it out. So that was the top 5 2024, and the full list. It is you never want to give yourself too much props, but 2024 was a good year for G2, and I think you could stack 5 other companies' top 2024 releases, and I'm gonna come out on top.
I agree. I agree.
That might be a little
I
overstatement, but 2024 it's a year that I'm very, very proud of, and I don't know if I'll ever recreate 2024.
oh, you've had some bangers this year. I had Wraith and Loadout as my one and two. Three, I think I had Council.
Okay, see, and I think a lot of it comes down to drops, um, recency, and then colorway options. So where Council hasn't had maybe 3 colors that weren't the Patreon release, so it doesn't have a lot out there. Loadout and Wraith, both pre-order items. And I'm not saying that they don't deserve to be 1, 2 just based on their playability, but I do think that Loadout Tuesday has to have a big factor on Loadout getting a lot of votes. Um,
Yeah,
just because I think anybody that voted on this probably has a Loadout, where that's likely not the case for a lot of the other models.
true. True.
So
True.
Loadout
And I
Wraith,
didn't factor that in. I did not factor that in when I voted. I should have, probably. But I was just going off my top five.
yeah, and I think that was what the vote was for. Your top 5, your favorite. What do you think the best G2s were? So you had Wraith and Loadout. What else did you have?
I had
The Council,
Council and I had the Tiss at five, and then at four I had the Grunt.
the Grunt. And I don't have the list up right now to see where Grunt came. And I think that's a recency thing. The Grunt had a lot of steam when it came out, but it has not been released in the store for a long time, months. So I think that that has a little bit to do with it.
The Grunt was the 10th option, was number 10.
How many options were there?
Uh 17. Is that good?
That's
Is that
just
good?
that's crazy, right? Like I thought 12 would probably be the most. So to hear 17, even though I've looked at the list, like didn't actually try to quantify how many new releases happened in 2024. So 17 new yo-yos is wild.
Yeah, very, very good. And I didn't have the T52 in my hand before I voted, or I probably would have I definitely would have put that on there.
And
And the AL7 Arbiter X, I don't know why I snubbed. It's
AL7
hard to, I
Arbor
mean,
X is probably my favorite.
yeah,
Um, I like the lightweight, but to your point on the T52, I can't believe that it placed because there's only like 38 people out there that have them. So for
yeah,
it to
but it's
get so points were um adjusted if you got votes for first through fifth. So it had a lot of first place votes to get into that top 5. So if you had the T52, it was making your top 3 minimum.
Fair.
You didn't
Yeah, I
have
would.
yours yet, so that makes sense.
Yeah, I would have put it at three.
My ratings, I just have that soft spot for that Arbiter X SS AO7. So that's probably my number one. Two, T52, three, um, not based on anything outside of just the loadout factor is the loadout. Just the weekly release has been very, very cool, and I think people have liked it. So it would have been my three. And then I'm probably gonna go Evolution, which I want to talk about here in a
Hmm.
second. And no, I'm gonna go Banshee TISS and then Evolution. Banshee TISS is arguably could pop into number one on any given
Excuse me, I'm
day.
sorry.
Evolution. I wanted to bring this up specifically because it's lower on the list for the G2 votings, which I was surprised with. But then when I sent out the public votes for the best yo-yo 2024 to get into the flight that I'm going to be doing, Evolution hit that and is going to be in the top eight of yo-yos out of anybody. So for it not to make the top five from G2 fans, but then make the top eight from any yo-yo, any brand was pretty interesting for me to see. So I think
Yeah, I would say
Evolution
that's
is pretty
interesting.
big outside of the just like smaller niche G2 community.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, for who you made that yo-yo for, that makes sense.
Okay.
That he
Yeah,
would
yeah.
be able to get it into the hands where it would, where the knowledge would move.
Yeah, and I think it speaks to its a more competitive based yo-yo as well, even be a monumental. And yeah, you're right. With it being based around Dan having club and contest influence, it does reach a bigger, not even bigger, but a different area of yo-yo than what I would call like our little G2 niche, which is mostly online community of fanatics or very um what's that word I'm looking for? Interested.
Hobbyist.
But to be really interested in something. Enthusiasts. Maybe
Yeah,
that's the word I'm looking for.
yeah. Well, I feel like Dan puts a yo-yo in someone's hand for a reason. You know what I mean? So I feel like he would put them in the people's hands that would be able to give them feedback on it. And just, I don't know. Dan, when I met Dan, he wanted to know how I felt about yo. You know what? He would ask you, how do you think it plays, stuff like that. And I was shocked because it's Dan Dietz. Dude's been yo-yoing for 30 years. So, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, Dan hits um I don't know, just like a different set of yo-yoer than what I would put most G2 like community members in. Dan's just a little
Sure.
on the outside, a lot more of a um throw first, compete first type thrower. And I think a lot of us are more laid back, chill, throw a little bit for fun. We're not trying to see how many clicks we can get. Him and Mike are the only two in that category.
For sure. Click City. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all too,
Hey,
though.
we gotta have all
Amen.
all areas, all alleys. All right, colorways. Now I should say thank you to Trevor for putting this list together. This was not a list that I created, which some of the voting or comments afterwards thought that I made it. No, Trevor put this together for us, all 2024 options, and sent, well, I posted it, but he had also posted it as well. If you don't know Trevor, he's done multiple giveaways in the Discord. Pretty new to the community, but he's all in.
Yeah, super great guy.
All right,
I'm,
colorways. Now, this is a colorway that was released in 2024, any of them. And I don't think we'll be too surprised by this list. But number one, Kaleidoscope. Number two, Nebula. Number three, Reverse Rainbow Road. Number four, Rainbow Galaxy. Number five, Plasma Berries. I do have a few that I'm interested in, but I want to hear if you have any thoughts or if you had a top five.
yeah, I had Pack Storm as one. I am, yeah, I'm, I'm more pissed that RBG beat Pack Storm than anything, but I guess I have to live with it. Um,
Why?
I'm just joking. I got to give Dabs a little poke every now and then. I
I
know
will say
Rainbow
there's
Galaxy's been
more,
around forever, so people love it.
and I would say there's more Rainbow Galaxy collectors than Pack Storms.
So far.
And I think that it leads into the collector because it's different each time. So different. Pack Storm's different each time, but Rainbow Galaxy has a much wider range. So your whole collection doesn't look exactly the same kind of deal. But
I
maybe you
have
want it to look exactly the same as Pack Storm.
This is the first time I've looked at these numbers, so this is a very interesting list. I want to ask you about some of the ones on the bottom. How you feel? That's probably not what you want me to ask you.
No, let's hear it. I want whatever you got here. So I have theories behind it, but go ahead.
I mean, I know you've made comments like in the past where you don't the pack fades don't do as well, but pack fade here was where's it at? I just had it. Number 22. You
How
got
many's on the list?
63 colorways on this list.
So it's in the top third.
Curious how you feel about that.
That sounds a little higher than I think I would have had it. But even though I think it might have just been higher up the list because it has a recognized name with somebody in the Discord always talking about it. So it just pings it in somebody's brain when they're looking down a list of a ton of colorways, they see Pack Fade.
Yeah, there's a lot of I don't I don't know if maybe people just didn't know what they were like maybe they couldn't see the colorway.
Yeah, the colorways weren't in there, so that was an issue as well.
So
But
because
how are you going to put in whatever it is, 70 colorways? Which is also
yeah,
crazy. There's only 52 weeks and there's more than 52 colorways.
well, that's what you do,
And they weren't
bro.
even all on there.
Haunted Waters 25.
Haunted Waters is a great colorway. Only been done a couple times. I think that hurt it. Otherwise, it probably would have been the second blue colorway. I'd probably say Pack Storm and then Haunted Waters.
Party Time 41.
Um, Higher than expected. It's only on the loadout, I think, this year. So
Totality 49.
that seems about right. You either like it or you love it. Very unique
I thought
colorway.
it'd be a little higher.
There's only, I mean, but then even in reality, there's only like, holy cow, I don't know, 30 units total across different models in that colorway. So
I feel like the top 10 is of course, Kaleidoscope, of course, Nebula, Reverse Rainbow Row. Rainbow Galaxy is the only one that I would really argue right off the bat, and I would put Plasma Berries and Snozberries ahead of it.
I would have expected Snozberries to be the most normal-ish like colorway. I thought it would have been number five instead of Plasma Berries. Um, Plasma Berries
Jaws
just
of the
kind of
Deep
made it,
34.
which is that's a good color, but it's only been done once. So I
Yeah.
think there's an issue with a lot of these. It's only done once. Um, Toxic Bubblegum, like that is a top tier colorway for me personally. That green blue wash with the pink splash speckle. So that should have been higher, maybe in the top five.
Well, okay, so there obviously has to be a last place, right? There has to be if there's in any kind of list.
Hang on, I didn't look at it. So,
Oh, you are not gonna guess this. There's no
well,
way.
I don't understand for like back of the top five. Where's Oil Slick? How's that not in the top five? Like
I
even
don't
if you don't
know.
have it, even if I
Maybe
understand there's not a lot out there, but it's
it's
got to
not
be in
in
the
the
top
list.
five. Oh, it's on the list?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so that makes sense. Um, I scrolled through the top. I didn't too obviously reach to the bottom, and I just kind of pulled out like Toxic Bubblegum. I thought should have been up there higher as one of my favorites. But last colorway, can you give me multiple choice?
I'll give you a hint and tell you you released it on a grunt.
Crimson Glacier,
No, Shadow Stone.
Shadowstone. So you think that's because there's only one?
I don't know, but I thought that was such a pretty yo-yo. I loved it. I loved
It's
that
not a lot of
colorway.
color, but that hits a demo like of earthy tone. Like where'd Unearth go? So that would be close to Shadowstone, just dark and blackout. EDC gray.
EDC Gray was I don't see EDC Gray's number 33.
Okay. I would expected that to be lower.
Unearthed is 26.
Okay. And also, I should say that the way the voting worked, right? You weren't ranking all the colorways. So there's going to be a lot of colorways. If you didn't hit the top five, like that bottom, I would almost say like 20 to the bottom could be flipped by one person putting it number one on their list, right? So if one
Right.
person would have said Shadowstone was for number one for them, it would have skyrocketed. Where there's probably multiple on the bottom that didn't get any votes or like one fifth place vote, um, and that could jump it multiple places. So I guess we kind of dove down in there a little too specific when the voting wasn't as like the ranking was only for the top five getting votes. So it's like for the
Actually,
Heisman. Uh, Non-vote getters, there might have been another 20 people on the ballot for people to vote for, but none of them got any votes. It doesn't mean one of them's the worst and one of them's 19th.
that's fair. I just I don't know. I always ask you about your colorways and where you think they sit. So this is an interesting list. Barry Storm 27.
27?
27.
I wish I had it pulled up. So give me the most first place getting votes, because that's laid out,
Kaleidoscope.
right?
Yeah, Kaleidoscope.
Without being in the top five.
Oh, Plasma Berries.
It's in the top five.
Plasma Berries number 6.
There's the header's number one.
Oh, my bad. I'm an idiot. Nest Depths.
Nest Depths had the most first place without getting it. And what number did it end up being?
7.
Okay. So it still
Number 6. It's number 6 though,
coincides.
because
If you got any first place votes, it's going to be higher.
Pack Storm got 5 first place votes.
How
So
many
there's
times did
5
you
people
vote?
out there with their mind right.
How many emails do you have?
Well, yeah, I got to see your point. I see your point. I probably could have rigged this a little harder if I wanted to. I wasn't thinking. This is on me.
Hey, 2020 12 new manufacturer of the year and yo-yo of the year, Albatross. I might have voted
Wow,
a couple times.
that's fair. That's fair. Hey, you got to do what you got to do, brother. No, that's an interesting list, though. I mean, kind of cool to see there's the past pack fade. So 23 on, nobody chose those colorways as their number one option.
Okay, so that I mean that makes sense. So anything that didn't get a first place vote wasn't making your top 20, just based on the way the points worked.
Totally fair.
What toxic bubblegum get?
Number 15,
15. See,
right
that's
above 117.
way too low. Way too low. All right. I know you want everything blue, so I'm not going to ask you any more on colorway questions. I'm going to move
That's
it
fair.
into the moments of 2024, the best G2 moments of 2024. This is a hard one to vote on, right? And it's also hard to nail down a moment for things to happen, but um, I think we'll go down the list, and they did a pretty good job here. Number one, Loadout Tuesday. We'll get into them all. Number two, Week of Wonders. Number
Yep.
three, just the community overall. Number four, the Earl Slick Goose Search. And number five, the Matt Mullins Pack Storm Goose pre-order. So those are voted on for the best moments that happened for G2 in the year. Loadout Tuesday, that's like I think I would give that number one as well. It's kind of one of the coolest things I think I've done to um try a little bit to get the yo-yos out there. There's a not like a fully like a stigma. But I don't like being lumped into the super boutique brands where I know that G2 has a lot more releases. So it just stings me when people are saying, "Oh, they only sell out because there's only a couple." And then I just want to like compare it to everything else. And in all reality, that's not quite the case. And the Loadout Tuesday kind of gets rid of that um, line of poking at me. Oh, they only have a couple yo-yos. Well, we have a release every single Tuesday of the same one, so you have a better chance to get one, and it's not a artificial scarcity happening over here.
Yeah.
Um,
I haven't heard that as much since you dropped your balls on everybody and did the slingshot. But yeah, I
Uh,
get your point.
could you hear him that time?
No, I could not. I
Oh,
had no idea your babies were in the room.
no,
Uncle
they're
Matt's
not
not
in the
being a good
room.
influence.
Um, but the week of wonders, well documented, last moment's notice kind of deal. I had planned only for the T-52 to drop on that Friday, and then it just kind of turned into, hey, let's do a whole week of releases and see what happens.
Yeah,
Took me a while to recover from that, but overall was good for I think G2, and I think a lot of people liked it. Obviously, the number two on the list here.
those were my first two votes. I definitely voted Loadout Tuesday. You know I love Loadout Tuesday. It's the perfect yo-yo, literally the perfect yo-yo. So I love Loadout Tuesday. That was my number one. Thanksgiving week, you blew everybody out of the water.
Community, and I think that that's kind of special with G2. And you got a little salty yesterday. Somebody saying that the something about the G2 community because we take the that to heart a little bit. There's a lot of great people in the community. Get out. No, get out and shut the door. Man, now I really do got to edit this thing.
Sorry, buddy. No, you could just probably leave that. Um, no, I got. You're talking about the Secret Santa stuff. That was, yeah,
Well, I don't want to dive into it specifically. I
yeah,
just wanted to say that like there's and I don't know really how to describe it outside of I usually mention that people in the community for the most part in the G2 nation have life experience.
yeah,
Um, and it's not always just age that gets you that. I mean, if you started working at a young age, you quickly get life experience. But getting out of school, doing a little bit of things on your own, you start to get life experience and you learn about life and interactions. And um, it's just so different than when you're in school and have that set schedule for you and the things you learn. And I think most people in the nation have that. So there's an actual like bond between the members created there, which is really cool. And I think obviously it's getting voted here number three, so I think people do appreciate that.
yeah. I mean, it's. I have all my friends are on. I mean, that's. I start my day on Discord. I end on Discord. So
And so does the mayor.
yeah, amen, amen. The mayor reads general every night before she goes to bed. Just starts in the morning and reads general. So what are you gonna do?
That's
No,
so
I
cool.
mean our community is. That's why I probably do get so upset when people down the people in our community because our people are gold. Like, and they want to be nothing but positive members and promote everyone and build everyone up. And to
And
see people,
I do think
what?
that's kind of like in general, the yo-yoing community is a good community for the most part, right? More
Absolutely.
so than other alleys you could go, other hobbies. You have a lot of
Absolutely.
good people. And then I just think that there's also just the subset we're in that is um great.
Yeah. Well, brothers, that's what they are.
Yeah.
I voted for that number. I might have put that at number two. I don't remember it. Those are definitely my top three right there.
And then the next two are about you, so they weren't on your list.
They were not. No, I was not going to vote for myself, but I do. It does mean a lot to me. What's crazy is I was just looking for a yo-yo, dude. You know what I mean?
It was fun though.
Yeah, I was just looking for a yo-yo,
How
bro.
much content's out there you looking for that Earl Slick,
A lot, a
which
lot.
is just it's just fun. It's cool.
Yeah.
And I think people enjoyed it, obviously.
Hi, my name is Carla Shaw. You can stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one.
You could stop at 5 or 6 stores, or just one.
My name is Matt Mullins, and I am looking for an oil slick mongoose.
Cut, cut, cut. Please use the correct lines, Mr. Mullins. Don't waste our time.
Okay, I'll say the right lines. Howdy, y'all. My name is Matt Mullins, and I'm looking for an oil slick mongoose.
Cut. Get him off the
For
set.
real. I'll do
He's
the right lines.
wasting
I'll
our
do the right
time.
lines. I'll do the right lines. You could go to 5 stores, or you could only go to one. G squared yo-yos. Get insprised. Let's ride.
University. Go Tigers. Hi, my name is Dilly, and I'm going to Abilene Christian. Scratch some cats.
Hey y'all, my name is Matt Mullins, University of Phoenix, and I'm looking for an old slick mongoose.
You ready?
I'm thankful they did. I'm thankful they did. So, but hopefully I won't have to look for a yo-yo that hard again for a while because I should have listened to Wiggs. Wiggs will tell you I should have just was it a drop? It was a drop, wasn't it?
I don't know. I think
I don't
so.
remember if it was a drop or a lottery,
Could have
but
been a
I
lottery.
got out of it despite Wiggs telling me to get in it.
That's all right. You chased it down, gave us some content, gave us an event, and that rolled us
Yeah,
into.
dinged now. It's dinged now, but thank you, Devin.
That's good. Devin put not to out Devin, but he filled in the one of the notes like top moments was me selling my Earl Slick to Matt.
Well, what a day that was. I mean, it's crazy because I woke up that morning not expecting my life to change. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the day my son was born. I didn't know it was going to happen that day. It just happened, right? We were supposed
Yeah.
to watch the Laker game. The water broke. That day I just got up, Jake. I was wanting to breathe, buddy. That's all I was wanting to do. Devin hit me up. You want to buy this Earl Slick? Say
Nope.
less, fam.
And then the Pack Storm Mongoose, event
Yeah,
number 5. Now this is much more of like a specific moment. Like it was a lead up, and then boom, it just the volcano erupted. It happened. Somehow, perfect storm, pack storm of events, and here we are. It's been ordered, and the Rawls will be in not for a while, but um, it's
yeah.
underway.
Yeah, we got stuff going
Working on the things
behind
to
the
go with it.
scenes. Yeah, it's we're having a lot of fun with it. And for it to make this list, I mean, for anything, to make the list means a lot. So,
Mhm.
I mean, I definitely did not vote for these last two. I did vote for the Area 51 video, and I voted for Ron in the slingshot, which I thought the slingshot was great.
So I had the Ron DDRM slingshot as my what I would have found a way to fit in here. Uh,
Yeah,
that was just a fun event, a fun little video. The Ron videos are a lot of fun for you guys, I think, to view. They're fun for me after they're done. I have a writer's block right now and just cannot think of any skits.
that's fair.
Um, but yeah, that was a good one, especially since it came with a yo-yo and a April Fool's yo-yo and just a huge, 100 of them for, an April Fool's yo-yo is pretty crazy. So that was a lot of fun to do. That was just a moment that in just it's everything. It's a video,
Well,
it's a community interaction, it's a drop, it's a yo-yo. Like it hits so many markers to be a top moment.
if you'd quit micro selling these yo-yos, brother, maybe you could sell more than 100. No, I'm just joking. Other notables, Sam chasing every production G2 model.
And I think if Sam would have found that Banshee maybe a little quicker before the vote
Yeah,
and had a full collection photo posted, he might have made the top 5. So if he posts that in 2025, maybe he'll be number 1.
I'm assuming he would be. I'm assuming he would be. Brendan and the Valhalla search.
That is still ongoing. So
Yeah, yeah, we're still, hey, yeah. Right now is the time that he should get down to his boxers and a t-shirt, turn the camera on, start dancing.
yeah,
You can find those Valhallas.
do some Earl Slick videos to really incorporate him. He's gonna have to go above the Valhalla picture posting, and he's
Yeah,
gonna have to really make his way to TikTok, I think.
people are used to the Valhalla picture now. We got to get something new in there. But I believe in Fox, and I know he'll get it done.
I think so. He's a man for the job.
Wiggs being immortalized as the face of We Know BST in the Discord.
And I think that's one of those things that's very Discord, specific. So it's hard to get it up the voting, up the chain. But there, Wiggs's photo of the
Yeah. Oh, oh, we all know the photo. We all know the photo. Yeah, that's good.
I don't have anything other ideas to point out there. If you
Oh, the office sale. I forgot about that. The I'll take it sale. That really, oh, that honestly could be a higher moment. That should probably take a one of mine up, to be honest, because that
um,
was a crazy sale.
if you don't know what it was I was cleaning out the closet, so I had, and it wasn't like just, I think maybe a majority of glitches, but there was A grades too. And so I'm cleaning out the closet of extra yo-yos that, all through the catalog. So know what's coming. And I do office sales on the Discord where I just sell the glitches or extras or things that I find in the office. And I would post a photo and price, and just whoever would say, I'll take it first would get to purchase it. So it was the fastest person to say, I'll take it. So oftentimes you would have a lot of people commenting, I'll take it. Like before, if there was, whatever, 50 words to read, no words were being read. Um, the added bonus in there was that the prices were very reasonable. I was just kind of having fun making it a community event. So it wasn't listing them at full BST values or anything. It was kind of, if you won the lottery of posting, I'll take it. You're going to be happy with the price on your purchase.
So, two things I'll say about that. One, you sold the Pack Storm glitch that day, or not the Pack Storm, the Earl Slick Goose glitch that day. You sold it for $175. B, uh, that day I got in there quick enough on a blackout Bahala and a blackout Luna, and I ended up sending that blackout Luna the day I got it to our new member at the time, Richard DeVito.
Oh,
So that right there ought to just kind of
yeah.
make the DNA sync right there.
Hmm.
That was a great sale. That should be higher on the list.
Was that before Matt Mullins G2 time?
No, no, it was. I had been on the team for less than a couple months.
Okay. I was just
So
trying to time it up.
I think you announced me in March,
I,
sometime in March.
I got no idea, man.
Yeah, I don't either.
So we were doing bangers
Uh,
before you were on the team?
oh yeah, bro, you had me working. You had me working as soon as I wanted to. I appreciate it, bro. I'm thankful.
I was just trying to see if you had what it takes.
No, I mean, dude, I get it. You're taking a risk, bro. You're taking a risk.
Uh,
Um,
well, the risk is minimal, but the idea of I'm not your normal company to sponsor normal sponsorship players to go to contests and whatnot. And
it
you are
is,
a bit of a wild card with the content. Um,
yeah,
but the
that's fair.
awkwardness of like having somebody on your team and then being like, "Hey, I actually don't want you on the team," or you get sponsored, and then what happens oftentimes is people stop doing what it was they did to get sponsored.
Right.
So if sponsorship's the goal, G2's not the spot for you, and I think I made that clear before we brought you aboard.
Well, your goals just have to keep evolving.
Yeah, like getting sponsored is a step on the way to whatever you want in this hobby.
Right. I wanted to be on G2, but I knew it was just a step of where I wanted to be.
Now he's on Walk the Dogcast.
Thankful. And bangers. And people voted for me over the I'll take it sale, which is wild.
Yeah, it was a big moment, I think,
So,
and the build up to it. But I think we've discussed that at length. Top videos. Now this was a fill-in, so it's a little bit harder on the category for best of 2024 for G2 top videos.
oh, I
So
don't know if I have these results.
this is like the raw data.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
This is what people would post in, so we'll just discuss it a little bit. What I pulled out that I saw most getting the ticks for or mentioned, customs videos. People like seeing people's customs. Organic yo-yo flight. So that was the first of a new series, the only one I've released so far. It was 6 to 8 yo-yos, and I compare them back to back to back so you can get the true I mean, my words to describe the yo-yo might not be the best, but it is directly back to back with these other yo-yos in a similar category. So even if I'm using a word incorrectly or not the same way you do, you know, you get a feeling for what that word is throughout that flight, and you can compare what you think you might want in that arena. Monday Morning Yo-Yo, a lot of people just love having that specific content Monday morning. One of these days I'm gonna get it figured out. Maybe 2025 is a year that it's gonna be same time, same place. Like I used to do with the vlogs. See you guys tomorrow morning, same time, same place. And every morning I'd vlog up for you. I'd like Monday Morning Yo-Yo to be up at a same time, same place.
Yeah,
So we'd like to get
that's
there.
kind of on me too. I've been late lately. I'm sorry.
Oh, but I'm always, we're getting things fixed over here. So we would like the podcast to also be that situation, but I also don't want to force it. And I want to have something to talk about.
Sure.
And then Ron, and so this is where the slingshot gets its recognition in the videos for, well, just Ron content. People like the Ron skits, and then specifically the slingshot videos made the list here. I don't know. What would your favorite content you think on the G2 channel?
I picked the your Wraith Customs video, the custom Wraith video that you did the press aid on.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just so a little more behind the scenes, experimental or
Yeah, and the only other one I would argue with other than that would be you had a family vlog about halfway through the year. I think I would have voted for instead.
with the slip and slide?
Yeah,
Okay. I
yeah,
was making room on the PC today actually and deleting clips, so that one came across. For me, I think my favorite videos to make are the flights, I think. Even though I'm like, there's still some self-consciousness of now I'm actually putting my thoughts on somebody else's work. And I don't necessarily like to do that. I don't want to put somebody else's work down that they worked hard on. So I try
yeah,
not to do that and make it a point not to, but just speak about what the yo-yo plays like. Whether I interpret that as likable or not, I just want to say what it plays like because my likable is a little bit different than yours.
sure.
So I like the concept of those. They are stressful still to make. The Ron videos are my favorite once they're produced. Like I get the most dopamine when I see people reacting to them. So that's my favorite to drop because I know so many people enjoy them and I get the most reaction from those.
We
Uh,
love Ron.
my top videos, like this wasn't on the G2 channel, but I think my top video for 2024 would have been Mr. Mullen's video of joining the team. And I think that you did a great job on that, and I'm glad
Thank
that
you.
we had the discussion beforehand of telling the story and not your standard trick dump for a joining a team video that used to be the standard. I don't even know if people still post videos when they join teams. Um, I don't watch a
Yeah,
lot
they
of
do.
videoing, but is it mostly just the standard? Here's some tricks with a new company's yo-yo.
I don't know. I mean, I think I like ones where people just try. I feel like we've seen them everywhere. It's just, but I have seen a couple that people come look outside the box and they're trying to just show a different angle at it. That's
Okay.
what I'll say, which is very much what I tried to do.
Yeah, and I think you
But
did a great job.
that was with your help, brother Dabs, brother Alex. That wouldn't have happened without y'all.
No, it's very good, and I think the views spoke for itself.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever have a video that has more views than that, but we're good.
Crushed it. You're gonna have to have a 1 year video here. Do you want us to brainstorm it right here on set? We'll talk about your trials and tribulations throughout the year of being on G2. What
There haven't been any trials and tribulations.
chasing yo-yos
Yeah, that's all it is, guys.
and
Talking
planting
to your
the
friends.
backstorm goose flag at the top of the mountain.
Bro. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I'm
Okay.
excited for that for sure.
Last category that was on the voting list, and if you got to run, just let me know.
No, you're
Um, recognition tab, just if there was anybody they wanted to recognize or something they wanted to recognize in the voting here. And so some of the things I saw that were mentioned by multiple people. Just the overall, the community generosity. And then I'm not going to go down the names right now, but there was multiple people named um, by
We could
multiple
probably guess
people.
who they
So
were.
yeah, so and I don't want to accidentally miss somebody, so I'm not going to
Sure.
point everybody out. But I think for the most part, if you're generous, extra generous, because there's a lot of generous and fun people in there.
Yeah.
People appreciate you, so thank you for making the community what it is, and this shows that people recognize it. Um, and then the soy toy community.
Why did Soy not make 24 moments?
I don't even think 20, it wasn't actually on the yo-yos, but I think toy would have been more likely to make it because the buildup was bigger than soy. Soy was a very quick thing. It was a, hey, I want a crappy yo-yo, like this one that's being dropped, but I don't want to buy this one because that's not where I want to send my money. Um, and then multiple people commented about it. And then I don't even know how we came up with shitty organic yo-yo and becoming the soy. So then I hurry up and made a crappy organic yo-yo and like
Yeah.
40 people wanted it.
We
Um,
were supposed to make soy sauce stickers, remember? Hit the G2 logo right in the middle.
I should could have shipped it with soy sauce. Um, and then there's been the toy comments for 6 months, maybe daily,
Yeah.
people just commenting toy, waiting for the titanium version. So that's in the works right now. 10 or 11 pre-orders for the prototype, and we'll see what happens with that. I wasn't as confident to just drop the titanium version without a small prototype run, just because the
Yeah.
pricing difference between aluminum and titanium. So I figured we should have a couple people play it first.
Yeah. I'm excited to play one. I'm excited to try it.
Excited to ting it.
Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to throw my test today.
I'm going to test some Nessies today.
What color?
The snozberries, plasmaberries, and Nest Depths.
All right. Have fun.
Mm. All right, all right. All right, that was our recap on the 2024 G2 Awards. So,
Yeah. And it's the end of the year. So happy New Year, right? Or
yeah,
is
Happy New
it
Year.
today or is that tomorrow?
Well, this is probably going to be up in 2025. So,
Oh, wow.
hopefully you guys are on the grind with those New Year's resolutions.
Yeah, dude. Drinking water, dog. I want to pound like 3 or 4 gallons of Coke, though, to be honest with you.
Is that how they weigh it in gallons? I thought it was like weight, not volume.
Yeah, there we go. That'll work. Goose
Water
on
on
three,
three.
dog.
Water on three.
Yeah.
One,
One,
two,
two,
three.
three.
Water.
Goose. Love you, brother.
See you, dude.
Later,
Appreciate you.
buddy.